Hi, and welcome back to the Intervention channel. I'm Steve Bruno. This is part 3 of the use of letters in an intervention. So in part 2, we were talking about selling amenities, right, as opposed to therapy. And if you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, don't start with part 3. Go back and watch parts 1 and 2. So selling amenities as opposed to selling therapy, right? Maybe the program doesn't have all this stuff, doesn't have saunas and a pool and a mountaintop to perch itself upon. Maybe it has, other things. If you're looking for low to no cost programs, by the way, you can go to samhsa.gov, and you can find the treatment locator, and you can use that as a tool. But anyway, any program that is worth its salt is going to have some activities and some amenities. If it doesn't, then that's probably a crap program where the person will be abysmally unhappy, and you don't want that. So so in your letter, you're going to you're going to tell the addict why you love him. You're going to tell him or her what you miss and why you miss him, what you miss doing, what you see him or her doing. You're going to say something about the program, the amenities, and then toward the end, you're going to say, the family can't participate in what you're doing right now, and I certainly agree with that because I'm just watching you spiral downward. I just can't be part of it in any way. But I can support you in going. Now, this is the last little bit here before the second section might come up. We'll get to that, meaning the second section of the letter being an ultimatum. And so this is going to be the first tie-off for the first bit. The tie-off is if you try and you go, I'll be there for you. I will be there for you while you're there. I will be there for you when you're done. I will be there for you in getting there. Steve is here. You've met him, and you guys have talked. I mean, he can bring you. I can bring you. We can all go together. Whatever. You never want to have a mother with whom the addict has a hostile and aggressive communication with making this kind of an offer. But maybe it's a friend or sister or something like that, sister, brother. Or a father or mother if it's workable. It's in San Diego. I'd love to come visit you. Me and the kids can go to Legoland. I'm making this video during COVID, so I don't know what the status is of Legoland. But you get the idea. We will come and visit you. And we can Skype, we can Facebook, if they allow that kind of thing, which they should. If it's a decent program, they'll allow some good lines of communication. And then you tie off by saying, we just want you to give it a try. Basically, we want you to give it a shot. And then the next person will go, and the next person, and the next person. Okay, so I'll get to the last section of the letter, the ultimatum, in a minute, but I want to talk for just a second about how you determine the order, or how I determine the order. This is important. When you're in your planning stage, you want to plan to have the person with whom the addict has the greatest affinity first, and who is least threatening to the addict. If the addict is in a big tug of war with the father and they're embroiled in some kind of battle, you don't want the father starting off. Okay? Sorry, Dad, if that's you. But if, on the other hand, he is not embroiled in some sort of battle, and he's someone with whom the person you're trying to help is has a good relationship with, then start with him. You also, so the people in the middle, if there are not any deal makers or deal breakers, right? You can either be a deal maker, a deal breaker, or somewhere in between, or neither. So you don't want any deal makers in the middle. You want them at the front or the end, the opening or the closing, right? So you want heavy artillery with great affinity up front. You want people with whom the addict may not have the best affinity, but to whom he will listen, in the middle. You want to have friends, aunts, uncles, that kind of a thing, unless there's great affinity and closeness, have them in the middle somewhere. Brothers and sisters should go in the middle somewhere. You want sisters and brothers with greater affinity in the more forward position, sooner rather than later in the sequence. And you want to have somebody with whom, or somebody with great weight, with great gravity. You know, if the deal maker, if the person, let me put it this way, the person with whom the addict has the most dependency at the end. Because this brings us, okay, so this brings us to the part 2 of the letters, which not everybody is going to have, okay? Not everybody's going to have a part 2. It's going to be mom and dad. If it's a married couple, it's going to be the wife or husband who's going to be the one with the part 2. Whoever's on the on the delivering end of this is going to have the part 2. And the part 2 is basically this. So, well, how to arrive at part 2? Okay, so part 1 is done. Someone says, are you willing to at least give this a shot? And he says, no, I'm not. Or, I'll think about it. Or, I'll go. I mean, it sounds good. I like the program, and obviously I need something like this, but I can't go right now. I'll go like in a month. Then you're going to get to part 2, and that's going to be in the next section. So click on the next video if that's going to be the next part of the use of letters. So, okay, so click subscribe if you like what you're hearing and you would like to impart this information to a potential client, to other family members. If you would like to watch the next video, just click the next video. It's coming up right here. I really do appreciate you visiting. My name is Steve Bruno, and thank you for watching the Intervention channel.